It's 7 o'clock news bulletin live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate and Sweden discuss enhancing commercial exchange and investments cooperation between the two countries. The National Cybersecurity Drill reveals more than 1,600 cybersecurity incidents solved during last year. Oman Science Festival reviews scientific projects and innovations in various schools in the Sultanate. And the fifth stage of training program for skills of dealing with media means and social interaction is inaugurated. Thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a couple of greetings to His Excellency President Dr. Alexander van der Bellen of Austria on his country's National Day. Strengthening investments and commercial exchange between the Sultanate and Sweden was the main goal of the meeting between the Omani businessmen and the Swedish business delegation, who is currently on a visit to the Sultanate. The meeting discussed exchanging experiences on various economic sectors, which contributes in flourishing private sector in both countries. The meeting also focused on the investment opportunities in both economic and touristic sectors in the Sultanate, and especially in the special economic zones in Duqm and Suhar, in addition to Salalah Free Zone. The meeting as well discussed enhancing cooperation in a number of promising sectors, including health, education, intra-trade telecommunication and construction. It's worth mentioning that the volume of the trade and investment exchanges between the Sultanate and Sweden reached to more than 18 million Omani Rials. On the subject, Tipo Turinmen, Director General for Trade in Sweden, had this to say.
We are here with the trade delegation headed by the Minister of Trade and EU Affairs, Ms. Ann Linde, who is now meeting several ministers in the Omani government. The delegation consists of businessmen, of government representatives, government agencies, and we are here to explore new opportunities in the bilateral relations with Oman. And from the meetings we've had today, I can see that there is great potential to increase our cooperation, both when it comes to trade, but also I think there are investment opportunities for Swedish companies.
Director General of Trade in Sweden. The meeting between His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masoud As-Sinaidi, Minister of Commerce and Industry, and Her Excellency Ann Linde, Minister of European Union and Trade in the Kingdom of Sweden, reviewed available investment opportunities and ways of enhancing the economic and investments relations between the Sultanate and Sweden. During the meeting, the Sweden minister and her accompanying delegation addressed the possibility of the Sultanate benefit from Swedish expertise in the field of processing, labeling food and ways of financing private projects, and benefit from the experience of Sweden in the field of allocation of electricity, water and communication. Reviewing aspects of cooperation in the transport and communication sectors, top discussions at the meeting between His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Futaisi, Minister of Transport and Communication, and Her Excellency Ann Linde, Minister of European Union and Trade in Sweden. During the meeting, they discussed a number of issues with mutual concern and ways of strengthening them. Exchanging experiences in the medical researches and training were the center of discussions at the meeting between His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health, and Her Excellency Ann Linde, Minister of European Union and Trade in Sweden. During the meeting, His Excellency, the Minister of Health, reviewed their medical achievements and discussed issues with mutual concern. Discussing cooperation spheres in tourism sector between the Sultanate and Sweden was the center of discussions at the meeting of His Excellency Ahmed bin Nasser Al-Mharizi, Minister of Tourism, with Her Excellency Ann Linde, Minister of European Union and Trade in Sweden, and her accompanying delegation, who is on a current visit to the Sultanate. The Sultanate had dealt with more than 1,600 cyber incidents during 2016. This was stressed during the activities of the 4th edition of National Cyber Drill. The event was organized by Information Technology Authority with the participation of 34 public and private establishments. The National Cyber Drill embodied the simulation of reality through deciphering or crypting of some files exposed to cybersecurity threats, dealing with famous national and global hacking attacks and analyzing incidents related to digital leaking. The Sultanate occupied the 4th place globally in the field of cybersecurity and proved its ability to deal with various cyber attacks. Sur College of Applied Sciences hosted Oman Science Festival in South Sharqiya Governorate. It witnessed huge international attendance from various segments in the society. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif As-Sarrai.
Sciences, mathematics, technology and engineering are the areas in which Oman Science Festival is focusing on because of their significance in enhancing the economy and boosting the development through creativity and innovation. This two-day gathering came to present these areas in an interactive and entertaining way for the audience.
I saw many activities and projects in Oman Science Festival. I like the solar system. This festival can help me in my study and to improve my creativity. I enjoyed it.
I have seen many useful projects in this festival. I really like the DNA test. I think it's very useful and very easy to do at home. It's a very good chance for us as school children.
The festival targets various audiences such as school students, teachers, academics, researchers, university students and specialists in order to have an idea about the latest inventions and creativity, where a number of public and private organizations participated with different projects.
We are a presentation in the science expedition from the biotechnology from the Sur College with the 5 experiment, which is extraction of the DNA from strawberry, identification of the micromolecules, ABO groups, blood smear and DNA fingerprinting. And the visitor is more effectively with our experiment, and we hope they are learning from our experiment.
A number of corners were included in this festival, such as chemistry, robot, DNA testing, oil and gas, information technology, renewable energy and engineering, where they attracted big audience with their creative ideas and witnessed a huge interaction. In addition, a number of workshops were there about the hour of code, digital citizenship and Photoshop. The whole event is considered as a rich platform that encourages students in particular to realize the importance of sciences in various life aspects like education, innovation and scientific research. Oman Science Festival and its first edition included various projects from different fields such as technology, mathematics and creativity, where different institutions from public and private sector participated here. Sultan bin Saif As-Sarrai, Sur College of Applied Sciences, South Sharqiya Governorate.
Youth enjoying Science Festival there. The Minister of Information launched the 5th phase of the training program on media skills for dealing with media means. This phase came to develop the media message and create competition among news media departments at public and private establishments in the Sultanate. The training program also aims to establish partnership relations between the establishment and the community as to achieve transparency and trust. It will train participants on the ways to deal with the media means and the public at large. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. 50 artists from scenes from social life in the exhibition of Omani Association for Fine Arts. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi met Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan today for talks on the independence referendum held by Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdish region with both countries strongly opposed. Al-Abadi, who arrived in Ankara today, is also scheduled to meet Prime Minister bin Ali Yildirim. Turkey had forged close ties to the Iraqi Kurdish leadership but had urged them not to hold the vote. It closed its airspace to flights to and from the Iraqi Kurdish region and said it was considering closing its border to the region as a further reprisal. Neighboring Iran is also deeply opposed to the referendum in which more than 90% voted for independence. Combating terrorism and India's role in war-torn Afghanistan dominated talks between U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and his Indian counterpart today as the U.S. official highlighted the Trump administration's new strategy for South Asia. Speaking at a joint news briefing, Indian Minister of External Affairs Sushma Swaraj said both India and U.S. together need to ensure that no country can provide secure refuge for terrorists. Swaraj also said that India had agreed to hold trilateral talks between India, US and Afghanistan. Tillerson and Swaraj also stressed the close relationship and shared values between world's two largest democracies. Talking about North Korea, Swaraj said, though trade is minimal between India and North Korea, it is important to keep an Indian embassy in Pyongyang so that some channels of communication remain open. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met French Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire today, the third day of his state visit to France. Al-Sisi and Le Maire held a breakfast work session with Egyptian and French minister and business leaders. Several French companies, including oil giant Total and underground metro operator RATP, are hoping to secure multi-million euro deals at the meeting. Egypt has concluded several arms deals with France since 2015, including the purchase of 2 French-made Mistral-class helicopter carriers, 24 French Rafale warplanes and missiles. British Prime Minister Theresa May today said that she was confident that the UK would reach an exit deal with the European Union before it's scheduled to leave the bloc and in time for lawmakers to vote on it. She was addressing Britain's lower house of parliament, the House of Commons, at Prime Minister's questions. May's comments came after UK Brexit Secretary David Davis told a parliamentary committee that if, as he expects negotiations between UK and the European Union go down to the final moments, the UK lawmakers may not be able to vote on any deal until after Britain leaves. Once again, we return to the local news. His Excellency Mohammed bin Nasser al-Rasbi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Defense, received Haiti Grand Deputy and the Secretary of the U.S. Air Force International Affairs and her accompanying delegation. During the meeting, they exchanged cordial talks and discussed cooperation aspects in military fields, as well as a number of matters of common concern. Air Vice Marshal Matar bin Ali Al Ubaidani, Commander of Royal Air Force of Oman, exchanged points of views and discussed a range of issues of common concerns with the Deputy and the Secretary of the U.S. Air Force International Affairs. During the meeting, they also reviewed aspects of cooperation in military field. Topic of establishing a national document specialized with non-recovery in emergency situation and medical examination before marriage topped the discussions of the National Committee for Biology Ethics during its third meeting this year. The meeting discussed preparation and readiness for heading the 8th Intellect Forum to be in the first part of 2018 and carried title Ethical Considerations of Genetically Modified Foods. The committee, in cooperation with concerned bodies, recommended to to establish and develop current laws in which related to medical ethics. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Saud Al Bimani, Chairman of Sultan Qaboos University. The Public Authority for Investments, Promotion and Exports Development, ITHRA, organized an economic night titled Healthcare Future Aspirations. The event shed lights on the most important opportunities and challenges facing the health sector. It also discussed efforts being exerted by the government to develop this sector and stressed the need to improve its infrastructure. It highlighted investment opportunities in the health sector and ways to raise the private sector's contribution in health protection. The Omani Fine Arts Association, affiliated to Sultan Qaboos Higher Center for Culture and Science in the Diwan of the Royal Court, celebrated the opening of the 21st Annual Youth Fine Arts Exhibition 2017. A wide number of members of the community visited the exhibition to get acquainted to the works of 50 Omani artists. The works displayed in the exhibition included photography, sculpture, various ceramic shapes, and a combination of other artistic works. The participants through this exhibition aimed to convey their messages by using the arts as a picture is worth 1,000 words. Investing sites in the Wilaya of Oud at the Governorate of Al-Wusta, which mediate a number of governorates and in the main roads, a seminar to introduce standards of establishing integrated touristic stations was held. The seminar, organized by the Minister of Tourism, and gathered a number of concerned entrepreneurs and investors. Integrated touristic stations in the various governorates of the Sultanate give opportunities to benefit from the Wilaya's touristic potentials and serve visitors of them. A ceremony was held to mark the graduation of the 8th batch of students at Nizwa College of Applied Sciences under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Rashad bin Ahmed Al Hinai, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Sports Affairs. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan Al Rahbi has more details.
Nizwa College of Applied Sciences celebrated the graduation of 301 students majoring in 3 programs: Mass Communication, International Business Administration, and Design. On this occasion, the graduates expressed their joy and excitement, and they showed their readiness to contribute to the development of the country.
After studying 5 years here, I feel proud to graduate today. Our country gave us a lot, so it is our duty to give back.
The graduates also expressed their thanks and appreciation for their relatives and teachers. They look forward to accomplishing more achievements in the future.
I'm happy today, and I want to take opportunity to thank my family, teachers, and my friend, and everyone who helped me to reach this day.
It's a big day for me because I achieved my goals. I want to thank all to my friends, my families, all who support me to reach these goals.
I would like to thank my mother, brothers, sister, and I would like to send a special thanks to my husband, to my all teachers, to everyone who knows Sarah very well.
In addition to honoring the graduates, the ceremony started with a recitation of the Holy Quran and a short video showing the different stages that a student experienced while studying in the college. Also, there was a speech presented by the Dean of the college, followed by a speech presented by one of the graduates. The ceremony was concluded by a recitation of a poem.
Words cannot express the feelings of these graduates today. The certificates reflect the perseverance undergone by these students. It marks a beginning of a new chapter in their life. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Ad-Dakhliya, Governorate.
Let's wish all the graduates the very best. And now for the general weather focused around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the governorates of North and South Sharqiya and Al-Wusta. Winds will be easterly to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. More details on your screen. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and now before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate and Sweden discuss enhancing commercial exchange and investment cooperation between the two countries. The National Cybersecurity Drill reveals more than 1,600 cybersecurity incidents solved during last year. Oman Scenes Festival reviews scientific projects and innovations in various schools in the Sultanate. And the fifth stage of training program for skills of dealing with media memes and social interaction is inaugurated. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Thank you for joining us and good night.